Hey everyone, welcome to It Tastes Different Gaming Appetizers. What's on the news today? Final Fantasy Remake 3, maybe, could be, possibly, if the rumors are true, coming to all platforms when it releases. So Nate the Hate claims that Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 3 will be launching as a multi-platform title because it does not have a PlayStation exclusivity deal. I'm not going to bring up the article because it's literally like a paragraph. It would not be surprising if Square Enix doesn't have an exclusivity deal for the game at all. While we know that the first game was made under an exclusivity deal, it did not necessarily mean that Sony secured a deal for the trilogy. Square Enix pivoted to a multi-platform strategy after they found Final Fantasy VII Remake, Final Fantasy, what do we got there? 14? No, 13. And Foam Stars all sold well below expectations. Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade was very successful on both the Switch 2 and the Xbox Series X and S when it launched on both platforms last month. Square Enix is in a good position for a highly successful multi-platform launch if it does come to pass. So that's pretty much it. Nate the Hate says, hey, they haven't signed an exclusivity deal. We've talked about this before about Square Enix, and they never seem to make their metrics when it comes to sales. And we've talked about it before that, it's more than likely because they're just putting their games on one platform, right? And, clearly that from the fact that Intergrade's done really good, probably even when it finally came to PC, as well as when it finally came to Switch 2 and Xbox. So, if Square Enix has these high priority for these large sales numbers, then they need to be putting their games out on everything. And that sounds like what they're going to be doing, which is very smart for them, right? Finally, they get these exclusivity deals are just not working. They need to put them out on everything if they want them to be successful. So let's go around and see what everybody else thinks. Pat, you're in agreement. What do you think?
I can't believe it took them this long to figure that out. I guess, understanding is not something that reasoning and understanding and logic is not something they're pretty strong on. Either that or Sony strong-armed them somehow, into saying you can only put this out. I don't know. It could be, who knows what the reasoning why if this is true, why it's taken them so long to dump the exclusivity with Sony and for PlayStation, because they got a huge following, and a lot of people just don't have PlayStations, that you don't have an interest in getting it, right? If your platform is the Switch or the Xbox or the PC, then, and you don't want to spend $500 on another console. To me, it just makes logical sense to just spread it around everywhere, right? Hoard that thing out, Final Fantasy for everyone. That's what it should be. But yeah, I don't know why, to me, the writing was on the wall. We saw that, Final Fantasy, what was it? Was it 16 didn't meet their numbers, and they were like, it didn't meet what we needed it to be. Well, maybe if you'd release it everywhere, it might have been close. I don't know what their internal metrics are.
And I think it did pretty well when it came to PC finally.
Yeah.
I mean, for being 16, which is not, it's not the greatest entry in the series, but I think when it came to PC, it sold really well over there. So that just proves that if they would have put it everywhere to start with, it probably would have been fine.
Yeah, that's what I think too. Like, I think the way the economies are going and things like that, everybody's kind of slimming down where they're spending their money anyway, and it has been happening that way for a little while. Just from personal anecdotal evidence, is I don't plan to buy the next Xbox or PlayStation, to be honest. I just don't. I'll stick with my PC. I think the next generation. Even that's getting a little hard because I need to upgrade my PC or build a new one. And due to the memory issues and video card stuff, it's way more expensive than what I would have intended. I mean, looking at the difference between when I built the current one I got and the next one is my cost is almost seeming to be like $1,500. If I want to throw a graphics card in there, it's looking like $2,000 more than a typical build, just because of the memory issues. And I mean, hell, memory is costing an arm and a leg right now. Like memory, just to put 32 gigs of memory of the latest DDR in there was looking like, $500. I'm like, are you kidding me? Are you freaking kidding me right now? So I think, for any of these game developers out there, the only way for survival is just to release your game everywhere, whore it out, man. There's no point in putting out exclusivity anymore. The market is so fragmented right now with who was where that you almost can't survive releasing it on a single console. So I mean, the only way exclusive rights work these nowadays is if that specific vendor is publishing your game, like Sony is publishing your game, or whatever. If you're publishing it on Steam and nowhere else, there's a lot of games that are PC only, but they're not like AAA titles or anything like that. I think putting a AAA title on one platform is just stupid, especially with the dwindling gaming market. It was growing, gaming was booming, and now it's kind of shrinking a little bit. And it's shrinking I think just because people can't afford to play. I mean, hell, we used to play 4 brand new games a month, guys. Remember when we had the old game reviews? We were buying all those games. None of those games were given to us. We were buying our own copies and we were reviewing them. And then, and now it's like, I rarely buy more than 1 game a month. Maybe if I'm lucky, 2 games sometimes. When there's a sale on Steam, I buy a crap ton more, but that's just to build up my back catalog. Shane, what about you, man? What do you think? What do you think of this news? If it's true, I hope it's true. Hope it just comes out everywhere and we get to pick where gamers get to pick where they want to play it.
I think it's a load of crap. PlayStation Power or nothing. If it turns out to be true, I think it's the first smart move Square Enix has made for quite a while. Truly. Square Enix has got some really good IPs. They got a lot of lineage behind them, but I don't know. They make dumb decisions like these exclusive deals with, Sony. And I don't know what the deal was. I don't know if X amount of money for X amount of years exclusive. I don't know any of that, but I can tell you this. Final Fantasy VII Remake would have made a crap ton more money launching on PC, launching on PlayStation, launching on Xbox, launching on the GameCube. I mean, just everywhere you could have gotten it. Now, whether or not Final Fantasy Remake could have worked on the Switch, I don't know. On the original Switch, but they just shortchanged themselves, in my opinion. Unless that deal they got with Sony was so sweetheart that it was worth it, but I don't believe it was. They did it with 2. Now, I don't know if they signed, their deal was, okay, we're going to give you the first 2 exclusive. We'll make a decision later on the third one. I have no idea. But I can tell you this. It makes me happy knowing that I can play the third one. Hopefully, I can play the third one on my PlayStation, on my Xbox, on my PC, on my Switch, but I'll play it on the PlayStation. Only reason is because I have the first 2 on the PlayStation. I got to keep the family together.
Be like Nick and buy it everywhere.
That's true. I mean, Nick literally
has 7 on them on PC as well. So.
Yeah. Oh, we know you do. We know. That's okay. It's okay. Now we know where to go to borrow money because you can buy 8 copies of the same damn game. But it is nice having that option, especially, I've been playing more PC games since, I've hooked up with you guys, silly billies. But the whole ideal of gaming and having a variety is great. That's why, used to be you could have a PlayStation, you could have an Xbox, you could have a Nintendo, you could have your PC, and you could play those exclusives. The third-party games you could play on your favorite console. And now it's such a tough decision because consoles are going through the roof. Even these that are 5-6 years old now, you're losing those options. And next generation, there's not going to be an option. You're going to be staying on your PlayStation 5. You're going to be playing on your Xbox. You're going to be playing on your same damn PC with the same graphics card, same memory, all that, because everything is getting too goddamn expensive. Pardon my language. Everything is getting stupidly expensive. And to limit yourself to just that one acorn on the tree, you're never going to feed all them squirrels. But you put it on everything, you're should be guaranteed to make more money. That's just, that's just an opinion. But a game like Final Fantasy is not something you want to piss away. I mean, because it's, shit. I mean, generations know that game. Generations know that series. So that's something you don't want to just piss away. Now, exclusives, from a first party, that's different. That's you try to entice them to your console. But
even I think that's a risk now these days.
It is. And I think that's why Microsoft took the Xbox out in the backyard and shot it, put it down, is because they knew it was costing too much, but they can make more as a publisher. So, but,
I hope Sony does the same thing. Or at least,
I don't.
I want their exclusives to be on PC at least as well. I know they do put them on there eventually, but I want them sooner.
No, I really don't.
Right, I really want to play like Death Stranding 2, but I'm not willing to get it on PlayStation at the moment, right?
Yeah. And that's a good thing about having the option. You guys are waiting for Death Stranding 2 to come out to PC because you're going to get more out of it graphically and all that. Plus, you got the mod community that fixes everything that Sony will not. And that's great to have that option, but I want gaming options. I want a Dreamcast. I want an Xbox. I want a Nintendo. I want a Switch. I don't need 50 consoles out there, but I need competitive companies out there to fight the other ones, to keep prices lower, to innovate and all that. Steam is going to be dropping their GameCube out. Are they going to be a competition for the console market? No, they're really not. They're just going to be, I don't even know if I could say a cheaper PC at this point.
It's another choice, I guess.
Yeah.
Another pre-built choice, right?
For a pre-built PC choice. Exactly.
What they'll do is they'll do something like they've done with the deck, Steam Deck, right? They're going to say Steam machine compatible or something,
Yeah.
so
right.
We know it's been tested and it will.
Because it's supposed to run the Steam OS on there, right?
Yeah.
I believe.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm interested in it, not for me, because I'm pretty sure, I'm hoping my PC is better than what the Steam machine is going to be. I haven't looked that much into it, but something for my son, because out of all the computers in the house, he's got the weakest link. It's still a damn good computer, but it's starting to get along in the tooth. He couldn't play Doom: The Dark Ages. It was incompatible, and that sucks for the boy. But he ain't getting my computer, so yeah. Anyways, no, I think Sony should just suck it up and realize that their toys are going to be played with by some other kids at start, and I'm happy for that if it's true. But like I said, I'd probably get it on PlayStation just because that's where I got the first two. I beat them. I don't know if there's any kind of happy ending that connects to it, but bonuses or whatnot. But I don't know. I think
the second. I want to say that the second remake did recognize your save data from the first game.
I can't remember.
I thought you just got some like items or some material or something like that.
I know you got something from the demo if you beat the demo for.
I don't think you got any like story elements or anything like that, but I think it was just items or something from. Yeah, I thought maybe I don't remember.
So before we go, quick question: Final Fantasy VII remake. Then it was Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. What's the third one going to be called?
Retold.
Reunion.
Oh, okay. That went different than I was expecting, Pat. And thank you for not doing it because I wanted to. No kidding.
Reunion.
Now here's the thing, though. 7 stopped, or 7 Rebirth stopped on disc 2.
No,
disc 1 actually.
Disc 1.
So
and remake was halfway through disc 1, and Rebirth was the end of disc 2 or disc 1.
Yes.
Sorry. So you have 2 more discs worth of game that is not even in there.
Yeah. So I don't know. I think it's going to be called Afterbirth.
After Mint.
Ooh,
Spicy.
All right. That's all I
think
got.
it'll be a reunion, I think is what they're going to call it.
If it truly is the 4th and final, I don't think they have a choice.
Yeah.
I think it has to be reunion.
I mean, because I don't know how many times they mentioned the word reunion in especially part 2.
Oh, yeah.
That word was for everything was interchangeable.
It's kind of like, what's is it the Smurfs the Smurfs? Every word was Smurf. Yeah. Reunion. I'm going to go there and reunion her reunion. If you know what I mean with my reunion. You know?
Yeah. Basically. So I'd be surprised if it's not called that, but who knows when it comes to Square Enix? I don't know. Who knows? Anyway, so that's good. I mean, hopefully, I hope it is on there. I mean, like if it only comes out to PlayStation, I will get it over there and play it because I have the other ones on there. But if it comes out,
we'll still pick it up on PC when it comes out.
Oh yeah, but I mean, if it comes out on everything, I'll just pick it up on PC because I did pick up the first 2 on PC. I did replay Remake on PC, which replaying Remake, it was better the second time around. Like that's definitely a game that I don't know, for some reason I had way more fun the second. I loved it the first time around, but for some reason the second time around it was just way more fun.
Well, I'm hoping so because I started back through it myself, and I'm really hoping
Rebirth
remake.
Yeah.
Rebirth I liked better. It didn't feel
Rebirth
as
the second
fillery.
one.
Yeah,
Right.
that's what I mean.
Okay. Yeah.
Remake bothered me because it felt just so much filler. Felt like, we just got a pad between A and B for 60 hours. Rebirth felt more Final Fantasy to me.
I just hope the only thing that bothered me about Rebirth is the side shit. Because it was very like every new zone you went to, which I did it all, but every new zone you went to, it was the same side stuff. Like sometimes they'd mix it up, but very rarely. And it was just that recycled over and over again. Every time you go to a new area, it was do the same 10 side quests in that area, getting the chocobo and finding the Aeon cave and other stuff like that. So that was a pain in the ass. So it's like if you bypass all that and just focus on the story was really good. And then the everything that happens, but it was just like the shit.
Yeah, I bypassed most of that after the first 4 or 5 hours of trying.
Yeah, it gets very long in the tooth. It gets way too much.
And that might be why I liked Rebirth better because I just said, no, I got to go.
Well, I like the card game.
I did like the card
Dolphins,
game.
You bastard.
I hated the Dolphins. The Dolphins were the bane of my. Literally, I was so annoyed with the Dolphin thing that it took the steam out of my gameplay to where I could. Once I got on the ship and went to the next zone, I was just like, I think I might be done with this game because of that.
He hated that dolphin scene so much he refuses to buy dolphin safe tuna.
I mean, the only reason I think it pushed, and this will tell you something. I never finished it. Because I was so annoyed with that portion of the game that I almost gave up on it until I realized that while you're on the ship, you did like a Queen's Blood tournament or whatever.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, cool. So I did all that, beat all the people. And then we got to the next place and I ran around the little beach town. And then I'm like, I don't really want to do another special chocobo for this area and all this. And so I'm like, I'll come back later. And I just have yet to come back.
That's the thing that sucks about it. Like I said, everything else is really good. It's just that continuous thing, really, and I know they won't do this, but in the third one, I think I hope they get rid of Chadley, which they won't, but I hate Chadley. That guy's annoying and coming in there is the worst addition they put in that game is that little android guy or whatever.
The worst addition to that game was the Chocobo master. Frickin' what's his name? Oh, God dang it. He was oh my God, he was like the main chocobo guy. He was the trainer's boss. He was so annoying. In the original, he was kind of cool. because you only dealt with it for like 10 minutes. But all the chocobo stuff you had to deal with them in the remake is just garbage.
And when you go to the gold saucer,
no, when you go to it was one of the towns.
Oh,
I can't remember off the top of my head, but Chadley, I didn't mind because, I didn't like all the interruptions, but I didn't mind him because I could go in there, I could farm some XP and beat some of those bosses and capture them and stuff.
Sure.
So,
Chadley. But they did say that, I think they did say Queen's Blood is coming back in the third remake.
It was very popular.
Yeah, I enjoyed Queen's Blood. I thought that was a really fun card game.
I think Square Enix ought to just make a card game for that, or maybe the version they did in Final Fantasy VIII.
Yeah. Well, I mean, 14 has triple triad.
Yeah, but I haven't got to that part yet. Apparently,
no, you can go if you can get to the gold saucer, you can play it. But
I went to the golden saucer and they told me to go F off because I wasn't ready yet.
Oh, you're not ready for the triple triad.
No. They grabbed me by my bunny ears and yanked me out.
But anyway, we'll see how it comes out when it comes out, and hopefully it comes out to everything, so people can choose, or if like Pat said, they're kind of down to one console or whatever, then they get to play it wherever, right? Because Final Fantasy, regardless of what you think, is a very popular franchise, especially here in the United States. So people have their particular consoles or PCs or whatever, and they want to play them where they want to play them, right? And it's not like people don't want to play them or they're not excited for these games, but when you limit your game to one console or one device, that makes it hard for the people that really want to play that game when they have to wait, right? And that's why you see those, this game did really well when we launched it on these other ones. Yeah, because they've been waiting around. They don't own a PlayStation, so they've just been waiting for it to come to, PC or Xbox or Switch or whatever, right? And then the rest of the people that would have bought it on launch now get to buy it and play it, right? So come on, Square Enix, get it together. Anyway, you guys got anything else you want to add?
Final Fantasy VIII remake. I would really like that before I die.
It'll never
Maybe
happen.
I could try one of those Make-A-Wish things.
Yeah. You should.
I should.
And you probably get like some of the mods out there might get about as close as you can get to a remake.
No. I've seen a lot of people put 8 into 7. I don't want that. I want 7 and 7, 8 and 8.
Right.
6, 7.
You know what they'll do? God. You know what they'll do next, though, is they'll do 9. They'll remake 9.
Oh, they will. And they will send me a personal letter with just a picture of a middle finger. That's what they're going to do. Bastards.
Yeah, just to spite Shane.
Yeah. Oh, they will.
They'll make 7. They'll remake 9.
They'll make a Final Fantasy 13 6 or 5 or 10 3.
Let's jump to 10. Final Fantasy 10, 10 2.
That would be cool if they did a remake of 10.
A 10 would be good, yeah. Because they wouldn't have to basically just give it modern graphics, but leave pretty much the gameplay alone.
Yeah, leave Titus alone now. We need his laugh. Yeah. But anyway, all right. Well, thanks for watching, everybody, and let us know down in the comments below. Have you played Final Fantasy Remake, Rebirth, Rehash? Let us know down. And what console did you play it on, right? Did you play it on PlayStation when it came out, or did you buy it for something else later on down the line when it came to a different console? Let us know down in the comments below. Other than that, thanks for watching. Make sure to like the video, subscribe, hit the bell notifications to stay up to date with new videos that we do all the time. We'll see you next time.
See ya.